you seen this mount, the Ivory Goliathus, in game yet? Well, I can tell you how to get it, and it's going to require a lot of time inside delves. This mount comes from the Glory of the Delver meta achievement, and it's actually not that terrible to do, but it is going to take you a little bit of time, and it is going to be locked behind at least a couple days of just timed lockouts. The first part of the achievement is you just have to do every single delve on level 8. This does require that you have a little bit of gear. I've seen people soloing them even as low as, you know, below 600. I am level 607, but I did get most of those the level 8 delves done before that. That being said, if you take them slow, you can complete them a lot lower, and the delves actually do give you a really good amount of gear. I would say most of my gear is actually from doing delves. Delves, especially level 8 and bountiful delves, are one of the best ways to get gear right now. The next one is going to be Leave No Treasure Unfound. This one is just getting every single one of the treasures within delves. For this one, I would suggest downloading the add-on HandyNotes. It just shows on your minimap all of the different treasures. You can see it out on the world map. You can see all the treasures and stuff like that, but it actually also works inside of delves. The most annoying part of this is that some of the delves have treasures that you can only complete when you are in a specific story version of the delve, and we'll go into that a little bit more later. But for the most part, you can just pick up the treasures in a single run of every single delve, or of most delves rather. The next part of the achievement is I Take Candle. It requires that you successfully complete a cobalt delve without exhausting an enchanted candle or an air totem on level 8 or higher. So again, just while you're doing your level 8 delves, you'll run into one of these. Just don't let your air totem or candle ever run out. It's really not that hard as long as you're mindful of it. There's not really much more to say on that one. Then we go into spider senses. Again, most of these are just like doing a version of the level 8 delves and avoiding the mechanics that are placed within those delves. For spider senses, it's the delves where there are webs on the ground. You just have to avoid taking damage from the Nerubian eggs or proccing those webs. So just don't stand in any of the webs. Again, it's really not that hard if you're mindful of it, but you will probably have to run through the delve a little bit slower than you normally would. The next achievement is going to be Nemesis. This one is to kill Zekvir in his lair. Once you start seeing Zekvir in your delves, I don't have footage of the quest you get, but you'll eventually get a quest where you have to talk to Bran to like look more into Zekvir, and eventually you'll get an additional delve that spawns in Ash Kahet over here on the left side of the map, down in the bottom left hand corner. You just have to go into this delve and kill Zekvir. It is a difficult, somewhat difficult fight, but it's definitely doable. It's hard for me to say because I'm playing a Fury Warrior. I would say it's probably one of the easier classes to do it on, but it is a fun fight and it's probably doable. I would say probably around 600 item level, as long as you do the mechanics right. It's a long fight, but it's something that I'm pretty sure almost any class can do. I'm going to come back to Delve Lore Master because that's the last one I want to talk about, but Spore Sweeper is just another challenge where you need to do one of the Fungarian delves without being hit by the explosive spores. You can run into the circles and proc them. You just can't be hit by the final blast. I only say that because sometimes it's nice to drag these spores onto enemies and have them explode to help you do damage to them. You can still do that as long as you're not actually hit by the explosion. You can still get this achievement. The next one, Just Keep Swimming. Complete a Colbus delve on level 8 without ever losing your breath. Again, you just have to be mindful of your breath. You could even drink a potion of water breathing on these delves and just basically completely avoid this mechanic, so you just have to complete it without even thinking about it. That's a pretty easy one. Daystormer, I think there's 2 different delves. It says complete an Order of the Night delve without being targeted by an artillery fire. Those are the little purple circles on the ground. It's, again, just something you have to avoid while you're in these delves. This one, I don't think you can even proc the circle. So if you stand in one once, then you'll have to restart the delve in order to get this achievement. Brand development is to raise Brand to level 25. just as you're going through and doing all these other achievements, you should easily get brand to that level. I don't even know what level my brand is. Let's see here. So my brand is level 33, and I've only done 50 delves total. So I would say it's pretty realistic that if you've done all the other parts of the meta achievement, you're probably going to have a level 25 brand already. And the last part I want to talk about is the delve lore master, War Within. So every delve has, I believe, at least 3. I think maybe only 3. I don't know. There might be one that has more than 3 versions of it. But yeah, so each version of each delve has at least 3 different versions of the story. I don't think there is a good way to tell which version of the story is up each day. I looked for websites, I looked for add-ons, I couldn't find anything. Maybe at some point there will be an add-on that shows what story is playing each day, but when you're doing this achievement, it looks like you just have to visit each delve every day and get each story done. That being said, once you've completed every delve on a level 8, you can complete this achievement on a level 1 delves. So you don't have to like have the, you know, super slow delves where you're doing them on level 8, unless maybe you want to do your bountiful delves. You can just knock these out on level 1 once you have completed all of the other meta achievements that require you to be on a level 8. The other thing I want to say is it seems like they rotate on a daily basis, but it seems like, you know, they are all on, I don't want to say the first story, but it seems like they are all on, you know, like the 1 of 3 story the first day, 2 of 3 story the next day, 3 of 3 story the next day. When I completed this, I completed all of the last delves that I needed for the day on my last day. I was expecting to have to do like 2 or 3 more days, and I was just able to get, you know, 10 of my last stories done, which makes me think they're all linked together. And so technically, I think you could knock out this entire meta achievement in a total of 3 days, as long as you went to every delve each day. It doesn't appear like they just randomly spawn a story. It looks like they are on a rotation, is what I'm trying to say by that. But yeah, once you do that, you will get the meta achievement for the delves, the Glory of the Delve achievement, and the Ivory Goliathus mount, which I think is a very ugly mount, but very cool at the same time. And it is a dragon riding mount, so you get that as a plus as well. Your little loop-de-loop, show off to your friends, get it early before it's popular. I feel like I've seen more Keystone Master mounts than I've seen of this mount. I have not seen a single person on this mount yet, but like you can see, we can walk around Dornogal really quick and see if we see any KSM mounts versus this mount. There's a KSM mount right there off in the distance. He thinks he's cool, but really I'm cooler. Anyways, hope this helps. Give delves a try. They're tons of fun. I honestly was like super skeptical if I was gonna like delves. When I was doing them while leveling, I thought they were really lame, but once you hit max level and they become challenging, and then with the gear incentive to do them, and then just completing this meta achievement has made delves a ton of fun for me. So 100% I would highly suggest doing this achievement. Good luck.